All right, we continue covering the winter storm that swept across the state of Georgia today. Fox 5's Morris Diggs spent all day yesterday at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Today, he's at City Hall addressing some of the concerns that have impacted many people who live within the city limits. Morris?
Lisa, in the face of some stinging criticism from motorists, the mayor says he is keenly aware that this icy situation was a life-threatening situation for some people.
Our fire station has provided overnight support for 115 individuals. So those are people who were stranded, whose car ran out of gas, or who had some other difficulty.
Now, the mayor was also asked how he would grade the city's response so far in this snow and ice emergency. He said, well, look, I'm not interested in a report card. I won't give myself a grade or the city a grade. I'm just trying right now to get all these roads clear.
We have shared responsibility for the error was everybody letting out at once, which caused a massive traffic jam. So private sector businesses, the government, and the school system all let out at once. And so during the day, we have 1 million to 1.2 million in this city, and all of those people were out.
Now, the mayor also says that if he could do it all over again and consulting with the governor, what he would recommend is this. He would then ask for the schools to be let out first and staggering this. Then all of your corporate folk, all the folk who work downtown, midtown, Buckhead, wherever, they then leave next. And then he says the government should leave last. Before the mayor came over to the state capitol to have his press conference with Governor Deal, I did see him closeted away with Chief Turner watching the newscasts and listening to what a lot of these motorists had to say. So he is trying his best to be in touch with the latest feedback from what's going on and trying to respond. He knows that a lot of you are very, very upset with the response here, and he's trying to say from this point on, from this afternoon on, it will get better. Reporting live from downtown Atlanta, I'm Morris Diggs, Fox 5 News.
Well, Morris, the mayor made the point during the news conference that neither the mayor nor the governor can order schools to close, for example. So as far as this staggering suggestion is concerned, I wonder whether he has the authority to have the schools go out and then to have any kind of real influence over when people leave their corporate jobs, let alone government ones.
Well, legally he may not have the authority, Russ, but I can tell you a few years back when we had a similar kind of situation, I can recall that the mayor got together with not only the schools, but with the heads of Coca-Cola and the heads of many of the other big companies. And they actually planned for this. And with his urging, you might say insistence, they did effectively get people out of downtown and out of midtown on a staggered basis. You might remember that, Russ, because there was that kind of planning that went into that. I'm not certain what happened before, but I can clearly remember those talks about the fact that we don't want everybody to leave at one time. It did seem to work then. I'm not sure what happened in the last 12 to 18 hours.
Well, the mayor did admit this afternoon that the city has learned a lot from what has transpired over the last 24 hours. But, Morris, do you think that's enough to squash the concerns that so many people have today, right now, this hour?
Well, not necessarily, because they will be doing internally, and I can tell you some of this is already happening because I've asked about it. They'll be doing what they call an after-action report. And I don't think we've heard the worst of what in some cases could be a lack of preparation in some cases, or if not preparation, perhaps a lack of execution. There's some things that may have been missed, but those will come out in what's called an after-action report that governments do. Lisa?
Yeah, well, the testiest part of the mayor's news conference, Morris, was when he was asked about the condition of the interstates, and he shot back at the reporter, "You're trying to bait me. The interstates aren't my responsibility as the mayor. We're going to try to help the state in any way we can, but that's not our deal."
Well, that can only go so far, Russ, in terms of yes, that may be the case again legally, but at the same time, the mayor has tried to strike this tone with the state because of what we've gone through in the past. I mean, inside the city, there are streets like Ponce de Leon. That is technically a state road inside the city. But when there wasn't a state truck there, the mayor said at that time, look, if we've got the truck, we've got the resources, and as Ponce de Leon, we're going to go ahead and take care of Ponce de Leon. We're not going to try and, make this line and say, well, that state, that city. So if that tone was good for back then with Ponce de Leon, then I think you want to be careful and just say, look, everybody's got to cooperate. Whoever's got the truck, whoever's got the sand, whoever's got the mobility and the crew to get there, take care of it regardless of where it comes down on the boundary line.
Yeah, that's well put.
All right, more Stiggs. We'll, of course, check back with you later. The mayor, the governor, both saying they are working hard to correct all the problems that we've all encountered as a result of this latest storm. So